Today, we're wrestling with something that, let's be honest, makes a lot of us break a sweat. Public speaking.
Uh-huh, definitely.
Yet it's so fundamental,
Mm.
for success pretty much everywhere. So we've done a deep dive into the Coursera Dynamic Public Speaking Specialization.
Right.
And our mission really is to cut through the noise, pull out the key insights, and basically give you a shortcut to figuring out how this thing could maybe turn that anxiety into real confidence.
And what's really interesting, I think, isn't just that promise they make, become an excellent public speaker or master those techniques for clear presentations.
Yeah.
It's the whole philosophy behind it, that public speaking is, well, learnable, a structured skill. It's not some magic talent. It's a craft you can actually build.
Okay, taking it from daunting to doable.
Exactly. And this specialization, it's led by Dr. Matt McGarity from the University of Washington. And get this,
Oh,
over 92,000 people have enrolled already.
wow, 92,000. That's
Yeah.
that's a huge number. It really tells you something about how universal this challenge is.
It really does.
And the course seems to hammer home this idea that good speaking, it's your most enduring job skill.
Yeah.
It's not just for, like, big keynote speeches, right?
Precisely. That's a key point. And zooming out a bit, the program really goes head to head with those common anxieties.
The shaky hands, the racing heart.
All of it, yeah. It's designed very carefully, it seems, to meet nervous novice speakers right where they are. It gives you this systematic path to becoming a confident communicator.
So, like, building blocks.
Kind of like that, yeah. You build specific skills you can practice bit by bit, like laying bricks, before you even think about the whole speech.
What seems really smart is the structure. It's not just one big course dump. It's laid out as a progressive 4-course series.
That's right.
You start with Introduction to Public Speaking, then Speaking to Inform, then Speaking to Persuade, and finish with Speaking to Inspire.
And each one has a really distinct focus. The introduction, well, that gives you a solid framework for just crafting a presentation that works. It actively tackles anxiety with practical techniques, helps you develop a more dynamic voice, and teaches versatile movements, so purposeful gestures, using the stage effectively, things that actually add to your message.
Right, not just random pacing.
Exactly. And here's something genuinely surprising I found. The bonus immersive VR experience.
VR for public speaking.
Yeah. And it's not just a gimmick, apparently. Imagine getting objective, real-time feedback on your pacing, your volume, even where you're looking, all in a safe virtual space.
Huh. So you can practice without the pressure.
Right. It lets you iterate quickly, sort of fail forward without the stakes. They suggest it really speeds up building confidence.
That real-time data bit sounds like a potential game changer, especially if you're nervous. So, okay, after that intro, how do the next courses build on it?
Well, speaking to inform, that's not just about facts and figures. It's about making complex stuff clear, using vivid examples, designing slides that actually help.
Not just walls of text.
Please no. The goal is for your audience to really get it and trust you know your stuff. Then, speaking to persuade is interesting. It's about arguing, but not being argumentative.
A fine line.
It is. You learn to use rhetorical style strategically. So choosing the right words, the right structure, the right emotional appeals to genuinely move people, without being confrontational.
Makes sense.
And finally, speaking to inspire. This goes beyond just clear communication. It's about crafting and delivering speeches that really resonate, that tap into the audience's core values through powerful storytelling and maybe even some humor.
So you're really building towards creating an impact.
A lasting emotional connection, yeah.
Yeah.
Moving people to action, potentially.
And as you go through these, you're not just learning theory, you're building practical skills.
Yeah.
The sources mention things like communication, obviously, but also nonverbal communication, storytelling, persuasion, even problem solving.
Absolutely. And the applied learning project seems crucial here. You don't just passively learn, you actually develop a portfolio of polished speeches. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you design them, practice, record yourself, get feedback, speeches you could actually use. You're building real assets.
That's incredibly practical. Good for the CV or just, having something ready. And what about accessibility? Is this for experts only?
Nope, not at all. It's explicitly listed as beginner level, says no prior experience necessary.
That really opens it up.
It does, and it's flexible schedules, totally online. You learn at your own pace. They estimate about 4-6 months to finish the whole thing.
And you get something at the end?
Yep, a shareable certificate, something tangible to show for it on LinkedIn or wherever.
Okay, so when you think about it, these skills, they could really change things. Nailing that work presentation, sure, but also Maybe giving a great toast, or just arguing your point better day to day.
Which brings us to a really important question for you, the listener, to think about.
Yeah.
In what area of your life could mastering this kind of dynamic public speaking unlock your next big opportunity?